Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to NHL 18's franchise mode. We're starting up as our Montreal Canadiens, picking up kind of where we left off in NHL 17. We started it didn't go as planned, and now we're hitting 18, and we're going to hit it with full stride. So let's take a look at this franchise menu before we really do anything this episode, because it's important to kind of learn the new basics of this franchise mode. So we're going to start at the hub here. We've got the sim to the next preseason, so that can be playing the games. Then you've got your calendar, so when you hop in, I believe from what I've seen, it looks exactly, it's pretty much the exact same calendar as you'd have in NHL 17. Still very nice, but everything is so accessible. You got your standings, you've got the team leaders, the points. Very easy to get to. Advanced day, the edit lines. We'll take a look at our lines very shortly. We got the player morale, but I've turned off player morale, and I'm also going to make sure to turn off scouting assignments. Those are the two pet peeves I have with franchise mode, and I'm so glad they finally added the ability to take off scouting, because it's something I honestly detested. And really, I mean it, I detested scouting assignments, so I'm glad that I'm going to be able to put it on auto and not have to pay attention to it. Heading on over to team management, something pretty cool here. So we've got the whole upgrade your team scenario. We've got the status of the team. Headed into champion status, that's pretty good. And then, of course, we've got the contracts. The one new thing everyone's talking about is how you can send off to certain players new contracts in the middle of the season. So there it is. Offer the contract extension in the middle of the season or before the season, like we're about to hit. Really, I like that. I honestly think that's a great feature EA has added in. And of course, we've got the league's activity feed if you want to edit players, save settings. So let's dive on in here. We're going to head on over, check out what we've got rocking for a roster for these Montreal Canadiens. Now, of course, we're going to take that assistant coach and turn it off. What's important to note is that overalls have drastically been hit. And from what I've understood, is that most players have a 3-point hit. So whereas Pacioretty would be a 90, he's an 87 here in our franchise mode. Not too bad. I like an 87 for Pacioretty. Galchenyuk, of course, we're still waiting for him to really break out and bring the potential to this team. Gallagher, we all know he's a wonderful player to have in front of the net. Hemsky, interesting addition to the team this year. We're hoping that his little contract can maybe prove something, kind of like when we signed Semin. We weren't sure what was going to happen, and of course Semin was cut eventually, but Ales Hemsky, I think if he stays healthy, can do something interesting. Of course, Thomas Plekanec, his last year, hopefully, and then he'll be out. $6 million was a lot of money, and he never really quite did what he was supposed to. Johnny Drouin, of course. Oh man, there's only so much potential that we're going to see come out of this kid this year. It's going to be so exciting. And then our bottom with Byron, Danault, Shaw, McCarron, Martinson, and Lehkonen. Of course, Lehkonen's got some great potential. He'll most likely do some great things with the Canadiens when he finally hits his right stride. Heading into our defense here, of course, the biggest person missing on defense is the General Markov. He's gone. But we've got a good replacement. We've got Carl Hausner. He's going to be on the pair with Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie, Jordy Ben, David Schlemko, and Davidson. And of course, I'm pretty sure in our scratch players here, we're going to have Mark Streit. No, okay, Joe Morrow, Peter Holland, and of course, Torrey Mitchell. Goalies, the one, the only, the great Carey Price, and his wonderful backup from last year, Al Montoya. I really did enjoy how he played last year. Let's take a look at starting lineups in the AHL because, we want to see where our players are going to come from. So, of course, there's Sherbak. We're really hoping for great things from him this year. We think, most Habs fans think he'll maybe crack the lineup. Same thing with Charles Hudon. There's possibilities here. Of course, Daniel Carr, De La Rose, they've seen time in the past. They're doing pretty good on defense. Matt Tormina. Don't know much about him, to be honest, but at 30, good potential here for the AHL. I look forward to going to see them in Laval this year. I think that's going to be, it's such a good change. I'm a little less keen on their new logo, but of course, that's a whole other story. Zach Redmond, 29. It looks okay. You know what? All these guys here, you know, there's room for them to grow. And of course, goaltenders Charlie Lindgren and Yan Danny. Now that's interesting because I feel like, okay, so we have Odette Reway. Those guys are McNiven. You know, some great potential. Noah Yulson here. Now, one thing I'm very confused as is to where our young goaltender is. I don't have the name off the top of my head here. Who am I thinking of? Zachary Fucali. Now I'm curious as to see where he is. So let's switch, of course, back over to our Montreal Canadiens here. I really like this hub. This hub is really nice. I think they're doing a pretty good job. So, of course, let's take a quick look at our trading block. See what we have up here. So, Arturi Lehkonen, okay. You know, we're going to have to maybe rework our depth charts and see where we want to place everything. Of course, it's very important as you guys are my assistant GMs, the armchairs right behind me. We'll take a look at the free agents here. There's so much we need to do to get this started up, but I wanted to just, you know, before we dive in. Oh, look, there's the general. Hey, Andrei Markov. We can offer him the contract he should have got, the $2.3 million for a 38-year-old. That's what he should have taken. We can offer it to him. If you all believe we should see Markov come back, let me know. I'd love nothing more than to sign him and have him finish maybe 1 or 2 more years and retire. I would love to sign Yager. We all know that Thomas Vanek, though, he signed with the Vancouver Canucks for a nice $2 million deal. So right now that's that 3.2. It's a little high for what most will probably believe, but again, there's tons of free agents here, and I'm sure there's some good potential guys that we can bring in. So there's Sareta. He's 20, has a good medium top 6. That could be some interest there. Of course, Dupre, Chiasson, Samuelson. You know, you guys see the guys on the list here. You know, if there's anyone you believe, you know, there's Mark Streit, who we did sign for a cheaper deal than what he's asking. Of course, you know, Stanley Cup champion, and we'll take a look at goaltenders. You know, there's never a wrong having those extra goaltenders, but I think, you know what, for what's on the board here, we're pretty good at goaltending. I really like it. Honestly, these menus are so they're bright, they're vibrant. I really like it. You know, so we took a look at how the contracts are going to work. You know, I've turned injuries off, captains and jerseys, we're all good. I'll set my trading block, of course, with your suggestions, and if there's any free agents. And you know what? You know what? I think that's how we're going to end it today. We'll take a look at what we've got coming up. So you've got, there's your preseason. Of course, it looks, you know, pretty good. I'm looking forward to our first matchup. I believe it's in November with the Vegas Golden Knights. That's going to be so much fun. Even the real life matchup. I'm just so excited to see the Vegas Golden Knights join the league. So guys, we're going to end it off here. It's going to be a little video. I just want to get started, show off some of the menus. I know you guys are all diving into this. You know, everyone stayed up till midnight just like I did, and we want to take a look at everything. So those are the quick look at the Montreal Canadiens. Remember, leave all your suggestions in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video very shortly. We're going to bang this out. We're going to have a great year. Welcome to NHL 18, everyone. We'll see you guys very soon.